Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for you. Going to talk about the 2004 French film, 36th Precinct. This is a movie I'd never heard of. It was on HamiltonBook.com. It was $3 or $4. I looked up reviews, and reviews were very good. It's on Palisades Tartan, which is a DVD Blu-Ray label that is very, very well known for releasing foreign films. I have a lot of Korean, Japanese, and French films from that label, including, I think, my original version of Old Boy was from that. Anyway, it had a few recognizable names. I did have French in high school, but I'm not going to brutalize most of the names of the directors and the people involved in the movie. But Gerard Depardieu is in the film, and Valeria Golini is in the film. And she still looks amazing, by the way. It's your typical kind of cop movie that they don't really make anymore. The director says there's a 30-minute behind the scenes where he says, French cinema at this time wasn't making anything like this. These thrillers were just gone. They weren't making them anymore. But it turns out, well, I'll get to the surprise at the end. So anyway, you have a situation where it takes place at an unspecified time. Turns out it's in the 80s. And there's been some pretty brutal bank robberies, 7 or 8 of them, and they don't want there to be a 9th. So the chief of police is about to retire, and he's going to make the next chief of police whoever solves this case. Gerard Depardieu is one of the characters. The main actor is one of the other characters. And the tagline on the back of the movie says, with the competition, they are as bad as the bad guys they're trying to catch. Dun, dun, dun. It's not quite that black and white, but it's a solid flick. This is a story that we've seen before, but it's done really well. You've got a lot of great acting from some seriously great actors. It's well filmed. It's kind of gritty. It's shot with a decent-sized budget. All in all, I was entertained by the film. For an hour and 50 minutes, it had me enthralled. The Blu-ray comes with an English version, which is dubbed, or the original French version. I watched it in French, 5.1. It's got good surround sound. It was fine looking for a Blu-ray with an upconvert. It was fine. It looked fine. It sounded fine, but it really did pull me in and affect me. There was some twists that I didn't quite expect. They weren't exactly how we would do them here. And it was nice to see an action cop thriller that wasn't a John Wick clone. This was before the John Wick movies, so the action is pretty down to earth and gritty. I won't give any spoilers away because I highly recommend you check out the film if you're into gritty cop thrillers. And when I tell you the big surprise at the end, not the surprise of the movie, but the behind the scenes, you're going to want to see this film. I think everybody in the film is great. I think some of the surprises really hit you in the gut because the acting is so good. The director, it was his second movie. And it doesn't feel like that, although there was a scene where something pretty tragic happens and how he handles it and goes back and forth with some scenes and the way it was shot. That was a bit, I don't want to say amateur, but that was a little bit TV. That was a little bit old school, but the rest of the film was really great. So as it turns out, it's the director's second movie. And not only that, the director used to be a policeman. And up until the last 20 minutes, this is an autobiographical story that was true. The bank robberies, the 2 policemen going for the chief of police, this is part of his life. And now he's a film director. He started going to film school, acting school during the day and was working the night shift for 7 years when he was still in the police from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s. Then he became an actor, then he became a writer and a director. His second movie was an autobiographical story of this actually happened to him. See, now you want to see it. 36th Precinct, it's in French. That's the way I watched it. If you don't mind dubbing, I think the English dub was accurate. I had it on, I checked it with the subtitles, and they seem to follow it pretty closely if the subtitles are accurate. I did not have enough French in high school to fully converse in it, but it seemed accurate anyway. Like I said, you've got good acting, you've got some good gritty drama, and some twists that you don't see coming, and now that you find out it's all based on a true story, well, you should put 36th Precinct on your list. It definitely is one of those foreign films that's a diamond in the rough that you go, wow, I'm glad I watched it when it was over. There's a ray of hope at the end. I won't say it's the most uplifting story through and through. There's some pretty dark things that happen in the film, but all in all, when it wraps up, they dedicate it to someone in real life who passed away, and it's like, oh, wait, this was all based on something real? Anyway, hope I didn't give too much away. I think you'll enjoy it. That was just enough of a hook for me to watch the whole thing, and it was a very good movie. 36th Precinct is available now on Blu-ray and DVD. You could probably find it on a streaming service somewhere. 36th Precinct. It was actually surprisingly good. Just watched it. Nice having the home studio up where I can just sit down and start recording a podcast. Hope it sounds pretty good. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support the channel, there's all sorts of links below. I've got more podcasts coming. I'm actually going to talk about podcasting in an upcoming podcast because I've been going through my statistics and things, and I found some surprises in there, and you're a part of it. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening. Have a spectacular day.